Welcome. Today I am speaking about pay for performance, considering both arguments for and against. Firstly, let's consider some of the arguments for pay for performance programs. Firstly, it helps drive employee motivation and morale, as they have a clear understanding of what's in it for them. This helps to elicit a high performance culture. It aligns and supports a goals-driven organisation, as employees have a clear understanding of what excellence looks like. Employees feel an increased level of autonomy with a greater responsibility and ownership for the outcomes of their work. This leads to increased productivities, and as employees will work harder to achieve the goals. Pay for performance also attracts and retains top talent within organisations. Prospective employees and existing employees want to work for an organisation that recognises their contribution. Now let's turn our attention to the arguments against pay for performance. Firstly, it can undermine teamwork, as individuals focus on their own work and outcomes to the detriment of the team and the organisation. Covering of absences can become problematic, as employees can resent having to cover another person's role. It can put a focus on quantity as opposed to quality of work. This means that defective product or services can be provided to a customer. There can be cost in reworking products or services to meet customer expectations. Pay for performance can lead to increased fatigue and burnout. Employees are prone to work excessive hours in some pay for performance programs. This can mean they are chasing results at the expense of their own health. And safety can be compromised in throughput situations. Finally, once implemented, a performance program, pay for performance program, can be difficult to change. Employees can become very skeptical of the reasons for the change, causing disruption to business outputs. My perspective on pay for performance is that in some circumstances there is real merit in having such schemes. For example, in sales roles, where sales dollars and margins can be used as metrics, for graduate programs, there are many opportunities within business to have such schemes. When any scheme is introduced, I believe it is essential that business affordability is considered. This may mean something like the business has to meet a particular EBITDA or profit level in order for the eligibility then to kick in. A balance between base pay and incentive can work very well and gives most employees enough motivation. An important factor when considering a pay for performance program is to ensure that it is aligned with organisational goals and culture, as some metrics can undermine the culture. Regular reviews of any pay for performance or incentive scheme is essential to ensure continued relevance for the employees and the organisation. Pay for performance most certainly does give employees a greater feeling of autonomy over their work, which does lead to a level of engagement, resulting in a win-win for both the employee and the organisation. I've seen employees who are highly motivated by financial reward self-selecting to work with companies which have such programs. Therefore, if an organisation doesn't have any pay for performance or incentive type schemes, then the pool of potential candidates can be smaller than it otherwise would be. Finally, I believe and have seen that money is not the only thing that motivates employees. Total rewards are a big part of pay, and organisations shouldn't focus singularly on those pay for performance or incentive schemes and compromise the ways to motivate employees, which impacts the company-wide culture.